Hello everybody and welcome to Tanuki Token. I'm Lucas, and this is the first video of my new art segment, Lucas Arts. Just kidding, I couldn't resist the obvious joke. Anyways, this segment doesn't have a catchy name yet, so just bear with me. Today we're going to start with the first of my Pokemon art challenge. For anyone who didn't see our channel update video, I'm going to be drawing all 151 original Pokemon in this Japanese influenced style. I'm using a randomly generated list to determine the order in which I draw these Pokemon. If you'd like to see that list, you can check out our channel update video. The only real rule I have for this challenge is that I must complete each drawing in under an hour. This has to do with my schedule, but also it is to help prevent me from getting burnt out partway through the challenge. This does mean that I won't have as much time to polish the drawings as I'd like, or if I'm like halfway through a drawing and I decide maybe I don't like the pose that I'm doing, I just kind of gotta power through it. And I'm not gonna redo any of them. So if I've drawn it, that's that. Because I gotta do 151 of these. Anyways, I guess we'll get started. So today we're gonna be drawing number 23, Ekans. So whenever I start a drawing, I like to begin with this sort of rough sketch. So like, I don't always know exactly what I want to do with the pose until I just do it. So I sit here and I kind of like sculpt it out a little bit. As you can see, I've got this kind of line that's extending past the body because I was originally going to have the tail stick up over there, but I changed my mind. Yeah, so like I said, I'm not worried about making this like on model or perfect or anything. This is really just to get the idea down on paper so I have an idea of what I'm trying to make. So it's rough, messy, but that's fine because I'm going to clean it up later. Yeah, as you can see, I'm just kind of like trying to figure out where I want to place those lines on his body. Give him that kind of underbelly. So for my next stage, this is what I call a rough cleanup. So I am cleaning up my drawing, but it doesn't have to be perfect yet. This is me trying to get a better idea of what I want the final product to be. Now, in a lot of my normal drawings that I do, I might do this stage a couple of times. I will do multiple layers of kind of just rough cleanup until it looks good enough. So sometimes it's only one layer, sometimes it's like 5 layers. Really just depends. Now for these drawings, it will probably always be one layer because like I said, I have this sort of time limit for myself. So as you can see, so far, the Ekans isn't really stylized yet, and that has to do with the way that I do this. So the brush that I used for the final cleanup adds a lot of character, kind of gives it the distinctiveness that the style has. So I'll kind of play around with it, see what I like. Now, right here, I forgot that the yellow underbelly part doesn't go all the way up to his neck. And so I erase this and I fix it once I remembered that. See how now I'm just kind of filling in the rest of the outline. Notice I'm leaving a couple of gaps. That's a distinctive choice I'm making for this style. Now see here I'm a little more worried about my lines looking decent. I'm gonna redo all these lines here because I don't want them to extend past the underbelly. Now, see, here's another stylistic choice I decided to do here. I was originally just going to draw the circles, but I kind of like this swirly look, so I did that. Now notice I always do everything on separate layers, and that's to make it more flexible, you know. I don't have to worry about messing up what I've already done. Like, I don't have to accidentally color over my lines or something and then have to erase it and redraw it. Now here I was actually experimenting with giving him these scales similar to some traditional Japanese paintings of snakes, and I didn't really like the way that I was drawing them, and I didn't have time to really fix it and to do all of it, so I decided to take a different approach instead. So now I'm just going to color it in, and I will be adding the scales after the fact. Now with this brush that I use, it's actually transparent, and so because of the way that I like to do this, I need to try to get it all in one stroke, because if I do multiple brush strokes, it'll overlap it and it'll make the color darker, which sometimes I want, but in this case I did not want that. So yeah, it's a little tricky. I'm just kind of erasing out the eye. So here's what I decided to do for the scales instead. I'm using the exact same brush that I used to color it in, but now I'm just adding these little dark scales all over the place, and I think the effect worked, and the most important thing was I was able to do it in a realistic amount of time. I'm satisfied with how this turned out. I think it looks cool. Now once I'm done filling this out, I decided that the scales are a little too dark, so what I do to alleviate that is I'm actually going to adjust the opacity of the layer. So it's a quick and easy thing you can do to kind of like lighten the look of it. Yep, right here. Now, once again, I go to another layer because I don't want to interfere with what I've already made. So see this, that's what happens when you overlap this brush, is you get that kind of secondary darker color, or I guess lighter in this case, but now I'm doing the underbelly. I gotta go in and kind of erase the area that went outside the lines. Now to fill in the tail and then the eye. And then to wrap up the style, I like to add this kind of paper texture underneath everything. So it kind of looks like it was done on like a scroll or something. I think it looks kind of cool. And then to finish it off, I draw, or I guess write, the Pokemon's names out in Japanese. So I go back to my original outline brush and I write out the Japanese name. So in Japanese, Ekans' name is Abo, which I think it might actually be from Boa, just switching the BO and the A with each other. So instead of Boa, it would be Abo. So yeah, there's my Ekans drawing. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And stay tuned for more of these videos. I have a lot more coming. Thank you everybody for your time. Thanks so much for watching, and have a good day.